Welcome to Derry, Maine, where the smiles are fake, the drains are alive, and every secret eventually floats to surface.
And tonight we're pulling back the curtain on It. Welcome to Derry, the prequel that's got everybody wondering why the heck anybody would live in this town.
Let's go. Welcome back to Black Film Talk. I'm your host, Lovell Revels. Today, we're going to talk about It, Season 1, Episode 1, spoiler recap. I got Makayla here. Go ahead and introduce yourself, Makayla.
Hey, I am Makayla, and I am a director and a writer, and I'm ready to talk about It, Welcome to Derry, because it is my favorite horror movie. I loved it.
All right, so let's waste no time. I'm going to go ahead and go into it. So on a cold January night in 1962, the small town of Derry, Maine is alive with the glow of downtown movie theater. Inside, a young boy named Matty Clements hides in the back row, eyes wide as the music plays on the big screen. The usher chases him out the theater because he doesn't have a ticket. All right, so let's talk about the opening scene. So, of course, it goes into, we're in a movie theater. You see this guy, he over here sucking this girl's neck down, but she ain't look like she ain't enjoying it, though. She look like she enjoying that.
One of the most awkward scenes. She just wants to watch the movie, and he over here like, hey, in front of everybody. And then there's the old lady looking in the back like, this is disgusting.
And she look like she enjoying her gum more than she getting toned down right now. And then you see this little boy, he got a pacifier. Nah, he ain't a little boy. He like
a candy, like a candy pacifier.
Yeah.
But then they show it was a real pacifier. And I'm like, this
like
boy
15 years
is
old.
like 14, 15 years old. It's on a pacifier, but okay.
He's sucking that pacifier like that boy sucking that girl neck down. It's crazy.
It was loud too, like, cause I think it was the older grandma looking girl. She was like,
he over there getting his Maggie Simpson on. That's crazy. All right, so what did you think about when you saw him run into the lobby and then you see the black girl look at him and it's like, okay, I can smell the racism going on right now all through this picture right here.
I mean, when they said it was the 60s and then I saw black people, I already knew what time it was. So I was already prepared. But I did like how, she saw him, kind of hiding. He was in need and she had his back. So when the usher came looking for the little boy who had ran in earlier and he's hiding behind one of those like cardboard film cutouts, she doesn't tell that he's behind there. She's like, he went the opposite direction. And then she goes off with her dad, which they had a cute relationship. They were like guessing like who's the director of this movie, who, edited this movie. It was really cute. The little boy, he walks out from behind the cardboard and he blows it because he's walking instead of racing out of there. So then the usher chases him. But all in all, it was a cute scene. I like the cinematography that they did both in the movie itself and then in the lobby.
Yeah, the dad came out looking like an extra from Cooley High or something. That boy was looking like, you don't know Cooley High.
I don't.
That's crazy. All right. But then, I don't know. I thought it was a little jungle fever going on, though, for real, the way she was looking at him and all
Absolutely not.
What you mean not?
That was not jungle fever going on. That was, you know what?
Look,
I helped the little boy.
Look, he was peeping. Like, she was walking away. He got his peeping Tom going on.
That does not look like...
And then look.
That does not look like
she's interested. She should do it. Look, she looking back at it. Look back at it.
That is not how she's looking back. She was looking back to make sure he was safe. She was being nice.
Nah, she was.
That's why you gotta be mean to people, because then they do stuff like that.
Man, nah. She exactly. You see how he got played? We're gonna talk about it a little bit more, but you're gonna see how he get played in this episode. He keep getting played, so that's how. Okay, so y'all tease him like that.
She was not teasing him. She was nice to him. She was kind enough not to snitch on him.
Man.
And now you got people like you that's like, oh, she liked him. No, she was being kind.
I guess. Moving on. So Matty runs through the quiet streets, breath visible in the winter air, until a car slows beside him. A family offers him a ride. A father, a mother, a young girl in the back seat, along with a brother. Grateful but nervous, Matty climbs in. The parents ask where to drop him off, and he says, anywhere but Derry. What did you think about this scene here?
Now, this is his first problem. He hitchhiking to go anywhere but his hometown, and two adults tell him, yeah, we're heading towards, I think it was Portland anyway. Yeah. And you just hop in the car and you think two adults was really about to just take you wherever you wanted for free. So That was the first problem to me, but Matty, he wasn't all the way there.
It's like just the way that they looked, they picked them up, and then he says anywhere but Derry. Oh yeah, we're about to go to Portland. Man, that's a red. I would have jumped out. Like, you getting kidnapped right now and don't even know it.
Like, I can forgive the hitchhiking because, this is the 60s. Y'all did that back then or whatever. But what I can't forgive, the old heads.
Oh, okay.
The old heads, that was in the 60s. Because that's how that serial killer. No, the serial killer.
Why you say old heads like that?
Because they're the old heads. If you was alive in the 60s as an adult, you are an old head. That's what it is, respectfully.
Why can't they just be like an ancestor or something like that? Why you got this?
Ancestor, ancestor, we start thinking about like.
But why they gotta be old heads?
People. They are old heads. They
disrespectful.
old. They weird. That is not disrespectful. You an OG, respectfully. Either way, you probably not even watching this or us if you was in your 20s in the 60s. Let's keep it real. But either way, I can forgive the hitchhiking because that was what y'all did back then. I can't forgive the blatant thinking adults are going to like just pick up a kid and dang near drop you off somewhere where you don't even know you at.
Yeah. And then, man, this girl was out here playing, man, in the back seat. She put period blood in his face.
That was not period blood. She had a box of liver, and the liver looked like it still had blood in it. She dips her hand in that, and she trying to touch him on the face, and he trying to be kind because these people giving him a raz.
I feel like they did. I feel like it was something like that though. Like they probably had to like clean it up a little bit. But I think that's what it was. Because we haven't gotten there yet. If they wanted to, they would have done period blood. I'll say that. If they wanted to, they would have. Nah, because then even the mom turned around was like, my little harlot. You remember that part?
I do remember that, but I'm just saying, like, if they wanted to, they would have showed it.
Oh, no. All right, so moving on. All right, so as they drive, Matty notices something's off. Their smiles are too wide, their voices too calm, and then they turn back into Derry. Matty's confusion turns into horror when the woman in the passenger seat begins screaming and gives birth to something inhuman. A pale, winged creature tears its way into the world and lunges at him, smacking a pacifier out his mouth as the sewer drifts off. I feel like when that pacifier came out of his mouth, like, they did us all a favor doing that. Because I was getting tired of seeing that damn pacifier, man.
That's when I realized it wasn't candy. Because I was really like, this must be like one of them.
You thought it was a ring pop?
I thought it was something like that, because why would a 15-year-old have
It took you that long. It took you that long to realize that wasn't candy?
Yes, because I really thought maybe he just had a piece of candy in his mouth. I didn't think a person that old would have a pacifier. So I see that and I'm like, okay, so he has issues. Because why does he still have a pacifier? And then the mother, she's giving birth, and they leave nothing to the imagination. Like, they showing her down there, like, giving birth.
Yeah.
And then they show this terrible baby creature thing, and it's just flying throughout the car, terrorizing people. And that's when I knew, yeah, you're dead.
Yeah. And then that little boy that kept spelling everything, he was getting on my nerves, too. Like, I was glad the little girl told him to shut up. Because I was like, you was saying what we all was thinking. At least me.
No, he was annoying because it was like every little thing. You said a word, he's like, word, W-O-R-D. Then the father starts repeating it. They were all freaks, but it's okay.
So, was there any Easter eggs here? You're the Easter egg queen.
The Easter eggs that I noticed come a little bit later, but I will say that a lot of this is like made up from what I watched at the end of the episode. They do like a kind of director tell all, but some of it they take it from the chapter interludes if you read the book. So some of these are going to be Easter eggs, some of them will actually be parts that happen in the book, and some of it is completely new, and a lot of these characters and stuff are new.
Yeah, the only Easter egg I guess I saw was when the pacifier drifted off into the side of the curb when it was raining and then went into the sewer. But outside of that, it looked like everything was original. I don't remember this winged baby thing. You read the book? Was that in there too?
I don't remember that. So I venture to say no, but don't quote me. It's been already when the first movie came back out in 2017. So it's been a little minute.
All right. So 4 months later in 1962 at the Derry Air Force Base, Captain Paulie Russo and Major Leroy Hanlon arrived to begin their new assignment. Both are Korean War veterans, but the ghosts of the war are not the only things that still haunts them. So when you saw this, what did you think of this scene here?
I thought this was very interesting because normally with the other, kind of areas, we were focusing more so on the kids.
Yeah.
We were kind of focusing on everyday people.
Right.
So to go to like an Air Force base and have these two characters who, to be honest, for most of the episode did not really tie in.
Yeah.
It's interesting to me how they were doing this. And I can't wait to see what they end up doing with this storyline and how they tie it all together.
Little bookhead. Was this also in the book too?
Not that I remember.
Yeah. And yeah, I don't know. I really was kind of curious of how this is going to tie in. And then I was also curious on how that the black dude that's driving, how he looked back at
he definitely was looking back like, you don't want to be here.
That's the look you think he was giving?
I definitely think it was a get out look.
Oh, I thought it was a come here and get it look. That's what I got from that.
No.
And then, because then afterwards he looked him up and down like,
I feel like he was judging him. Like, why do you want to be here?
Nah, I'm talking about. I mean, I don't know, but I don't know. Just the way they look. That's just how it looked to me. All right. So meanwhile, across town, the children of Derry try to navigate their own quiet horrors. Teddy Uris, still shaken by Matty's disappearance, spends his days with his friend Phil and Lily. Lily is grieving her father's death, the tragic factory accident that still lingers in her. All right, so, I mean, we're finally at the high school. I know you have your Easter eggs here. You want to point that out since you're the Easter egg queen?
So, in the book, they cut this out of the movies. There was this, turtle, and it was, some type of cosmic turtle in the universe because Pennywise is an alien. So there's this alien turtle or whatever that helps the Losers Club in the books. That was cut out of the movies. But they have some Easter eggs of turtles in the movies and in here that you can see. So you see...
Losers Club?
Yeah, the Losers Club from the movie. The original kids.
I thought you was talking about the place you go to every week.
You mean where you also join me?
Nah.
Yeah,
not that place, the other place.
No, that's the Losers Club. I'm trying to teach them how to be popular, like his favorite movie. She's All That. Anyway... there's Bert the Turtle. So that's a turtle. That's an Easter egg to the turtle that helps them in the book. Then you have this mascot who they always treat the mascot so bad. I felt sorry for him, but that's another turtle there.
How they treat him bad?
Because one of the kids pushed him while he was just trying to give out flyers.
Ain't he a grown man?
I thought it was probably a student. I ain't picture a grown man being the mascot.
Oh, okay.
But, he never takes off his turtle head, so I don't know. But, in this scene, we see the girl, they had pickles all in her locker. They spill out and break on the floor, which I think is pretty cruel for somebody whose, parent passed away, kind of in a factory like that. You got the introduction of her friend who, she seemed protective of her. And then you have introduce these two characters who are going to be along with us. And they were friends, kind of, sort of, to Matty.
Yeah, so how they treat they did Matty wrong. All right, so back to Leroy, one of the few black officers on base, faces open hostility from fellow airmen named Masters. What did you think of this scene here? I already knew some racist stuff was about to happen. They got real quick to it. I'm surprised they ain't do that part in the movies. But yeah, they got real. I mean, I said in the movies at the beginning of the episode.
Well, they gotta introduce you. They can't just throw the racism at you right away. But we see this racist dude. He's trying not to, say his correct title or treat him with the respect that you would give to the upper military men. So the black dude, he kind of confronts him about it. But then the real higher up person, I think he was the colonel. I think he was the colonel. Yeah. He comes in and he's basically don't disrespect anybody, higher up than you. And he says to the black guy, Leroy, hey, I want to have a meeting with you.
Yeah. And then at the beginning of this particular scene, you also see Masters looking at the, I don't know, like a devil on the plane here. You don't think that's any Easter egg or any
something. I don't know what it is yet, but I'm sure it has to do with something. They focused on it too long.
Yeah, and then Masters, he gave my boy Leroy that look I'm about to get you back. And then also the other black dude gave
It's just the way his mouth looked like. He looked like he wanted to say a slur real bad.
also the other black dude gave Leroy that look too. Like that look from the beginning. That look
That's the get out look. He's like, hey, they've been killing me in here. Get out while you still can.
That's that take me out look. That's what he giving him. All right, so that night at Phil's house, Teddy and Phil bicker about Matty. Phil's guilt sinks in, but feels that Matty is still alive. I said Phil, not Phil. Teddy feels guilty, and feels that Matty's still alive, but Phil is unfazed and he believes Matty is dead and that Teddy should move on. What did you think about this scene? My boy over here peeping Tom.
He really
trying to see if them boobs are perky and pointy.
Real
gets caught by a cat.
So his character is kind of funny. He reminds me of one of the characters from like the original movie. But his character has really no remorse. He was like, we weren't even really friends with him. We were paid to go to his birthday party. Like, I don't really care. He's been gone for a while. He's probably dead. Let's move on. But the other guy, Teddy, he's definitely like, man, I feel bad. Maybe I should have really been his friend instead of getting paid to go to his birthday party. You know, maybe if we would have been a better friend, he wouldn't have ran away. He could still be alive and out there somewhere. So you have like these two different dynamics. One kind of probably would be a true friend if Matty ever came back. And the other one's like, I don't care about Matty.
Yeah, and he got me weak because he was like, we got paid to go to his birthday party. He was like, candy isn't money. That had me.
They really was like, at first when they said pay, you know, I'm thinking it was a couple dollars or something for the 60. They said candy. I was like, that's all it took.
And then they said they didn't even know it was his birthday when they got paid with the candy. That's crazy. All right. So also that night, as Lily prepares for a bath, she hears something from the drain. A faint, familiar sound, a boy's voice singing. You got trouble, my friend, right here in this River City, something like that. It's a song from.
That's one of my favorite musicals. You gotta get the lyrics right.
Hold on, what?
That's one of my favorite musicals that they sing it. I was in The Music Man.
You was in The Music Man.
That's the name. In the beginning,
I was
when
in
they're
music,
in theater,
man.
the show is called The Music Man, and they're singing one of the famous songs from it. And the lyrics are, "You got trouble, my friend, right here in River City." So that's what Matty is singing in the film to the girl. You didn't get the lyrics right. You got to get the lyrics right. You got to put respect on it. So that's what Matty is singing from the drain when the little girl is trying to get ready to take her bath. So she calls out his name, but then the voice kind of just fades.
Okay. And then, yeah. Thank you for taking over.
You're welcome.
All right. So
culture is okay.
All right. So, well, I will get into some culture. All right, so in the flashback scene, this is when my boy Matty gets played. So he's over here.
First of all, he wasn't played for real.
He was played.
Not really.
Man, okay. So he over here brings Lily up to a secret hiding spot nobody really knows about except for Phil and Teddy. So they over here. It's New Year's Eve. You got the fireworks going on. He the only one that asked her about how she feel when her dad passed and everything, and she over here like sinking in, right? So my boy pucker up in his mind. He like, oh, kiss me. And then Lily like, what you doing? Like, nah, we just friends. And then my boy ran away, like, man, like, how you gonna put me in friend zone like that? I put all this work in, you know,
that's not even fully how it happened. How it really happened was, he was being nosy. He straight up was like, hey, yo, how your dad die? And then she was like, and he's like, oh, my bad. That's kind of a personal question. And then she was like,
how's that nosy?
That is nosy, because why you asking how my parent died? That's not even your business.
Because he trying to be concerned, like she said.
You could have just been like, how have you been feeling ever since you lost your father? Instead, he was like, how your dad die?
He didn't say like
you
that.
You threw him in pickle jars after that? Like, so either way, he asked how her dad died. And at first she didn't want to tell, but then she opens up to him. And it's a nice little moment of her and him building that, you know, friendship connection. But then he take it too far and he tried to kiss her and she's like, I'm sorry. I really just, you know, am not ready for that. And he just runs away. And he ain't have to do all that. Like, I don't know why he tried to
Boy
kiss
got
her
his-
after she told the story of how her father died. Like, she's in a traumatic moment.
My boy got his Forrest Gump on the way he ran out of there. That was crazy. I don't know, man. She played him.
She did not play him. Anyway, they talk about when they opened up this little thing, she gets a pet. He gets a pet turtle. She got something else, but she complains she always gets that. He gives her the turtle, and that's still on a bracelet that she's wearing to this day. Shout out to the turtle again.
Do you think that plays a part later on in the episode?
Either they're going to keep just doing like little Easter eggs of the turtle, or they're actually going to go there with the turtle. So I haven't decided yet.
All right, so the next day she tells Teddy and Phil what she heard, but they don't believe her. She also told the nerd girl with the glasses what was going on, and she was like, look, everybody think you crazy already, you know what I mean? You just got the Looney Tune house, you know, everybody think you crazy. And then look, you can't be talking like this. And she like, literally like, look, you talking about me or you talking about you because you hang with me? She like, look. And then this girl, she fart in the middle of the conversation and then try to say it wasn't her, but it's only 3 of them in the bathroom. But yeah, man, she also tells Teddy and Phil what happened, and then they take her to the secret hiding spot. And they just don't believe her. They like, look, you know, you just came out the crazy house. It's like, I want to believe you, but this sounds ridiculous.
So my beef with Phil is that Phil throughout this entire episode be talking about random things like, what if the aliens have already been here and they're going to do this to me and they're going to do that to me? But you can't believe her when she said, hey, I hear Matty in my dreams. Like, you out of all people should be like, well, let's hear her out. But instead, like, you just like, she's crazy. She's this. Her dad is this. So that was my beef with Phil, because I was just like, come on, you be spitting out all these crazy theories, but when she got one, it's a problem.
And he be saying some wild stuff, too. Phil a wild boy. All right, so we go to Leroy. So Leroy, he's ordered to pilot a B-52 from the colonel or whoever he is. So what do you think about it? It was a small little scene, but what do you think about this scene right here?
I think that it let us kind of introduce us into Leroy a little bit. We found out a little bit about why he does this. He does it for his father. He still believes in this country. Yeah. His father even said, like, the only thing wrong with this country, was it like, is it some of the people or something like that? And I was thinking to myself, your father's a fool. But moving on, they get to know each other a little bit better. He's assigned the B-52, and I'm interested to see where they go with this, because it's got to connect somewhere somehow. Yeah.
Yep. All right. So Teddy's own family. Teddy's at family with his oh man, I'm about to cut this out. All right. Teddy's family dinner offers no comfort. He asks his father if people can be trapped underground for years. His father answers with a grim story how Nazis once made lampshades from their ancestors' human skin. Same. So like, hold on, when you say, what do you say? Same.
We were made into tables and chairs.
Hold on, what?
Slaves.
Slaves
are made into tables and chairs. Like with our skin. You can still find some.
Where at?
The South.
The South?
Yeah. You know how many mammies and just weird stuff you can find in the South? You gotta take a trip to the South. You gotta go to a random store with Dixie in the name.
Oh, what?
With the name Dixie in the name. Or they gotta have a Confederate flag, and you'll find some weird
Why would I want to go there?
Look, I'm just talking about history. That's where you find the stuff.
Man, you trying to get me lynched. But, okay, so, yeah, what did you think about this scene right here? He over here trying to be sincere, and he gets scolded with a story from his father, and
I feel like his father was harsh on him. Like, I feel like he could have really just answered, like, no, like, you're reading too much comics or something like that. He went to,
but
they used to turn our people into, yeah, but he didn't do it in a nice way. He went straight to, they used to turn our people into this, which is true. But I feel like, this is still like a kid. You could have been nicer. He came off as harsh. And then his brother just like hates him.
Do you think maybe his delivery, but do you think what he said was justified though? Like, based on this question?
No, I feel like the thing is, when you consider what he's asking, you don't know the true reason why he's asking it. He didn't take a second to be like, son, why are you asking me this question? Like, what does this have to do with anything? If he would have mentioned this was about Matty, maybe being stuck down there, maybe he wanted to jump to it being about comic books. He didn't take a second to see why his son was asking this question. Because I feel like if I was a parent, I'd be like, what's making you ask this?
That's fair. All right, so that night, Teddy's bedroom lamp begins to flicker. Then slowly, the lampshade shifts. Its fabric ripples, and of human faces emerge. Mouths open and silent screams. So, I'm going to let you go. Take this one. I'll let you know my thoughts. What you think of this scene right here?
I thought this was like a pretty cool way where they CGI'd it. It didn't look like, just like the effects of it. Like, it didn't look like this is blatantly fake, this is terrible. Like, it was a cool little way where they, made it move, made it look like, flesh. It kind of looked like Leatherface in a way. But, he gets scared of that. The lamp's rolling after him. He's screaming. And just when I was like, how nobody hear him screaming like this? His older brother comes in. He's just like, I hate that we're related. And I'm just like, okay, you didn't even have to come in. You could have just let me scream.
Yeah, this is when the series kind of lost me a little bit, because I'm over here expecting something grim and sinister, and I'm getting
this ain't grim and sinister.
This is like something from Goosebumps.
This do not look like Goosebumps.
Yes, it do.
No,
Goosebumps
wish it
so like the scares. So besides the opening scene, the scares that we got so far were Maddie screaming from the sewer, and this. And I'm like, where's the budget at? Where's the budget at? Like,
hopefully in the last few episodes. This is episode 1. We building up to it. This doesn't look terrible. This is a nice little way to kind of get him to be like, oh shoot, this is real. I see what she's talking about.
Nah, it started to get weak for me from here. All right, so determined to uncover the truth, Teddy, Phil, Lily, and Susie, Phil's sister, meet at the library. The old newspaper clippings reveal that Matty was last seen with a girl named Veronica, Ronnie Grogan. They find her house and knock. Ronnie wants nothing to do with them. People try to pin Matty's disappearance on her father, Hank. When Lily mentions the voice in the pipes, Ronnie's expression changes. She's heard it too. So what did you think about this whole...
So it was good that they started to kind of connect these characters, because I was wondering when we were going to see her again, is it going to be drawn out? Like, how long would it take? And I like that we got right to the point. I think it was like interesting that they've been trying to blame it on Hank. Not even the usher that was like chasing him around, but racism.
No, yeah.
So I understand why she was kind of standoffish with them, but like I said, I was glad that we were introduced to her when we were, and it wasn't like this way.
All right, now I think about that. Now as you say it like that, yeah. So how they gonna blame it on him when it was?
That's what I was saying.
He been chasing him for the last week.
He said, "I've been chasing him all week out the theater."
Yeah. Oh yeah. He's starting to make me mad, Stephen King, or whoever runs it, the series. All right, so and then here we go. Back at the Air Force. Back at the Air Force base, Leroy's ambushed in his quarters by masked men demanding top secret flight information. He refuses. They attack him. Put Paulie bursts. What the? But about my bad. I'm about to shut up. Shut up. No, I ain't got my glasses. Shut up.
You got no. These the glasses?
No, they're not. They're my old glasses.
Why you got old glasses on?
Because I'm trying to keep my new ones like fresh, so that way.
That don't even make sense.
No point.
As another glasses person, that don't even make sense. But okay.
All right. So back at the Air Force base, Leroy is ambushed in his quarters by 3 masked men demanding top secret flight information. He refuses. They attack him, but Paulie bursts in mid fight, helping him fend them off. The masked intruders flee, leaving behind only questions and blood. So what did you think about this one right here?
You go first, because you look like you had something to say about it.
Nah, I just don't like how, because we know who's behind it. You know what I mean? It's Masters. Why is his name Masters anyways?
Because he used to be a master.
Okay. And then why are they dressed in all black? Like reverse KKK or something.
It's a potential that Masters could be behind this, but there's also a potential that this could be somebody else, and maybe they want us. Maybe it's just an enemy we haven't met yet. Like, there's potential for both ways, and I can see him blaming Masters, and Masters being like, "I ain't even do nothing to you yet. I was just gonna lynch you." You know what I mean? Like, I can see it going either way. But this one, I was like, I thought we were gonna tie this more into the story at this point, and we got something totally different. So I'm still very interested to see how this connects, because I was just like, this feels like two separate stories right now.
What if it's the black dude that kept looking at him?
I mean, there's potential for anything at this point, but
because it's almost like a Scooby-Doo mystery now. Like, who's the person behind the mask?
I just feel like I don't know, we need more information before.
Hold on, so you don't think it's Masters behind the mask?
I think they want us to think it's potentially him, which is why I feel like there's a possibility it's not him.
Oh, do I smell another wager? You want to take a wager on that?
We can take a wager.
All right. So I think it's Masters.
I'm gonna say it's not.
Okay. So I did the last one. What you want to wager?
We can do a slushie.
That's the last one. You gotta do something different.
I didn't even get my slushie.
No, it hasn't even happened yet. We still gotta wait for the Oscars.
All right, fine. I don't know. It's something good. All right, we did slushy, so let's do a gift card to like our favorite spot to eat. $20.
All right, $20 gift card to our favorite. Oh, like I tell you where I like to eat, and give me $20. Okay, yeah, for sure. That's easy in the bed. All right, easy money. All right, so that night the children sneak into the same movie theater where Matty was last seen. The building is empty. Ronnie starts up the Music Man on the projector. The film flickers to life, and the kids watch stunned in silence as Matty appears on the screen. So when you saw this part, what did you think? Like,
I really liked how this was done, because the way that they put him into the movie, it looked like, if you've ever seen that movie before, like the 1960s version, it looked like he was really in there. Like, if you hadn't known better, you would have thought he was in there. So I thought that.
Well, where the adults at?
That's the other question. But this is the 60s. Like, I feel like reasonably, if her dad worked here, she'd have access to his keys and they could easily sneak in. And they were allowed to be on the streets back then. You know what I mean?
I guess that's fair. Alrighty, so Matty looks straight at them. "You're the reason I'm here," he says. Then his expression twists into like a Pennywise smile, and then the monstrous winged baby bursts from the film, flowing. He looks like he's grown now. He looks a lot bigger.
That baby's just a big baby. That baby's not grown.
So you think it's still a baby?
It's just a big baby. It's just a 16-pound baby.
Man, that's crazy. All right, so panic erupts. Teddy, Phil, and Susie, Phil's younger sister, are torn apart in moments. Ronnie grabs Lily, dragging her towards the exit as the creature tears through the rows of seats. They stumble outside into the lobby, locking the theater with a hammer. When Lily finally looks down, she realizes she's holding Susie's severed hand, and she starts to scream. So this part right here, I was like, when the winged baby came out, I was like, yo, what if this is like Invincible season 1, episode 1, where all the characters just get killed off, right? So I thought that was going to happen at first, but I was just thinking like, nah, they ain't going to do that. They ain't going to do that. And then I just started, the baby started killing the kids. I was like, hold up, what? Like, nah, ain't no way they survived that. Especially like when he got ripped apart and all that stuff. So I was like, yo, like they definitely going there. But then I'm also like, why didn't they not just run? They just sat right there.
I feel like when they did start to run, the baby was already there. Like they started running, and that baby, there was nothing they could do. That was a big baby. Either way,
yeah,
they killed. I thought it was a good ending. How like they didn't killed off everybody but 2 characters. And like both the boys who were friends with Matty, both of them were dead within seconds.
Yeah.
The little girl, like she's reaching out, for Lily to grab her hand. Lily grabs her hand. The baby comes through, and Lily still got the little girl's hand in her hand, but the rest of the little girl's gone. And Lily's just screaming because she's like, "What happened?" And it was good.
I don't know if this was an intentional choice or a director's choice or what, but that little girl, she should have been more scared. She wasn't scared enough for me. She looked like she was almost
It
having
could just be
fun.
the actress. She is a little girl.
I know, that's what I'm saying. Like, I don't know if what the choice was. I know it's a little girl, so I don't want to just, but I just wonder if it was either director's choice or, you know,
I mean, I think
she
that
ain't seen,
all in all, I feel like they did pretty good with how this scene was delivered, especially with like the deaths. Like, I couldn't tell which boy it was. I think it was Teddy. But when he like smacks against the window, like
yeah.
that was crazy. I was like, oh,
I thought that was Phil. It might have been Phil.
I don't know which one it was. He smacked against the window so fast, and I was like, oh my gosh. I wonder if he's okay. I don't think he's okay. Okay, I think he's dead.
What you mean by which one?
No, I'm saying I don't know which boy it was because it happened so quick.
What you mean by boy?
What do you mean? One of the boys, Teddy or Phil.
Oh, okay.
That's what I said. One of them smacks against the window, and I was like, I think they're okay. Nope, I don't think they're okay now.
Nah, he got smacked against the window after he got torn apart. All right, so overall, did this episode exceed your expectations?
I would say overall it was pretty good. I came in with like an empty mind. I wasn't sure what they were going to go for. Was it going to be something that had absolutely nothing to do with the book? Was it going to be something that took from the book? Was it going to be all the prequels from the book? I didn't really know. So I just came in with an open mind.
Yeah.
And I think that they delivered. I think the first episode was pretty good. It makes me want to come back and watch more.
Yeah.
And I'm curious as to how this other storyline, which kind of had nothing to do right now with, the kids' storyline, how it's going to tie in.
Yeah, I would say it didn't exceed my expectations. The only reason because my expectations was kind of like, okay, this is going to be something like It Chapter 1, but take place in the 60s. So it was going that route a little bit, right? For the most part. And then it takes a totally different turn when you see those kids get murdered at the end. It's like, that was a good choice. So but as I mentioned earlier, I know this is the first episode, so you got world building to do, but it didn't get, so at the beginning I was excited, middle was like, when this is going to be over, at the end, okay, I'm tuned in for episode 2.
Yeah, all in all, I think like, I would rate the episode probably like an 8 out of 10. I like the choices that we made for stuff. I think I would have liked to hint in the soldier story, just like a little bit of why it's important, because I usually just wanted to get back to the kids part, because that's where the horror part of it was happening. So
yeah,
that's why I would probably do more of an 8 out of 10. But all in all, I think most of it was really good.
Yeah, so I'll give it an 8 out of 10. 8 out of 10 for sure. So which character are you looking forward to the most?
The only 2 characters that really we have met in the children's storyline that are still living is the black girl Ronnie and Lily. So I mean, I guess both of them.
Why you say it like that?
Because like everybody else is dead.
Why you call her black girl Ronnie though?
Because like if I say Ronnie, they might not be like, who is Ronnie? Because we didn't say her name as much. But we only got them 2 characters left, unless they kill them off in the next episode, which I doubt. So I guess I'm looking forward to both of their characters. I would say probably them over the soldier story, just because right now I don't see how it connects.
Yeah. I would, if I had to pick, I'd probably lean the same way you're going. But yeah, but if Phil was still alive, I'd probably say Phil because he was pretty funny. But yeah, I'm sorry that they killed him off like that. So now it's like it's fair game for anybody.
Well, I know the one you called the nerdy girl. She seems like she's gonna be in it more from the preview. I remembered her because of the glasses.
Man,
she gonna be in it more.
I can't wait for her to die. She get on my nerves.
See, just because you said that, she gonna be alive.
She gonna get it. I mean, I could take another wager on that too. I think she gonna get at least by the end of this season. What you think?
We gonna see.
Okay. All right. So, who do you think will make it out alive this season?
If I had to judge right now, I would really only say Lily. I wouldn't say anybody else right now, just Lily.
Nah, she didn't get murdered. How she did Matty.
She did not do nothing wrong with him. There's nothing wrong with setting boundaries.
She can be her father soon.
That's cruel.
It's TV. Oh, man. Yeah. But she can. Why she do Matty like that?
She did not do Matty no type of way.
Man, for all the nice guys out there.
Back. I want to get to know Matty more because Ronnie's dad said that he has a terrible home life, and we didn't see his home life at all. We just know he was trying to run away. So I do want to learn more about Matty.
Why you want to see him get tortured? That's crazy.
No, I just want to know, like, what's his background? What makes his character important? With Georgie, we had a little bit about Georgie. We saw Georgie getting taken. We saw how important Georgie was, and we still was in that family because Bill was his older brother. So we still got to learn more about that family. We don't have anything to go off of with Matty besides the two.
What did we learn about that family, though?
Well, we learned, number one, that Bill was his older brother. They were super close because Bill was embarrassed to go outside because he had that stutter going on. We also learned that the parents, they were grieving for a while. I'm just saying, we had more backstory. Like, they seem like a nice, normal family, and then this incident happens, and it kind of tears them apart.
But does it
gives me a little bit of something. Matty, right now, all I know is that Ronnie's dad claims that they have a terrible home life. That's all I know.
That's all.
And that he sneaks out to the movies to see The Music Man, which I don't know too many 15-year-olds that probably would be rushing to go see it, to be fair.
It is the 60s, right?
I mean, it's the 60s, but even still.
All right, so death predictions. Who do you think is going to bite the bullet next episode? Out of all the characters we done met, who do you think is going down next?
I don't think any of them. Not the next episode. It's going to be like some randoms.
If I had to make a prediction, out of all of them, I think it might be Ronnie.
Ronnie ain't dying this soon.
Why not?
I just think that Ronnie's going to stay a while because...
Don't they got another black dude? They got another black dude coming in, so it's going to be too much room.
He might go first. You never know.
Nah, I think it's...
They might both go the same episode. Horror movies are good to do that.
Either Ronnie or maybe Ronnie's dead. Somebody black going down. They ain't going to let it slide like that. All right, well, anything else you want to let the audience know before we wrap up?
Let me think.
Don't you got a series out right now?
Yeah. You guys should totally stream Noir Stories Season 2. Final episode coming out Friday, October 31st. And make sure to like, comment, and subscribe.
I gotta remind you to plug your own stuff.
I'll be chilling. It's been a long day. Right now it's 3 a.m. Like, he called me up. He said, we got to film this immediately.
I tried to get her the day of, but she was like, nah, I'm too busy. I'm like, we got to put it out for the people, it might be too late. Now, episode 2 about to drop on
Halloween.
Yeah. Dang. So ain't nobody gonna watch Noir Stories that day.
They still gonna watch Noir Stories.
That's crazy. All right, y'all. Well, thank y'all for tuning in today. Be on the lookout for the next episode, episode 2 recap, which will happen next week. And make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and hit that notification bell. And always remember, stay fly, stay humble, and stay fresh. Peace.
Why you always say peace so late? Like, you took like 4 beats and was like, oh,
that's just how it is. You gotta get the people to like, all right, to when I say stay fly, stay humble, stay fresh, like, take that in. All right. I see what you're saying. Peace. I'm out.
Anyway, bye y'all.